Hey guys, Torchmate Connor here, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, The Fire Rises. So, picking up from where we left off, Russia has taken over the Caucasus and Central Asia, then they went to Ukraine, and then went to war with NATO, and then they won the war against NATO in the European War, and they've taken over Eastern Europe, creating a new Eastern Bloc led by the Collective Security Treaty Organization. And we tried to retake Königsberg, but unfortunately it failed. And then we had to retreat to Western Europe. And now Eastern Europe is just a whole bunch of oligarchies and anocracies. And we are the only full-fledged democracy left in Europe. Because all the others, they may have elections, but they're all rigged for one side. And they're all supervised by Moscow. And so because of this, we have decided to federalize the European Union in an effort to unite against the bigger threat that sits in the Kremlin. And we have taken the Balkans, Iberia, Ireland, and Scandinavia with us. I know you guys want to do an airstrike. I know. Idiots. And we are just preparing a... We're trying to prepare a naval invasion into Britain. So we're just sending some... We just ordered our ships to the English Channel. We can execute this plan right here. I mean, our enemy is inferior. I thought Britannia rules the waves. What happened, guys? Whatever happened? What happened to rule Britannia? Britannia rules the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves. Like, what happened to that spirit? I don't know. It might change once we're at war, but, you know. We got leverage since we have Ireland. We can, like, easily send European troops right into Scotland. And then we can possibly take them over and bring them back into the EU. And also, looks like the American Jacobins have won in America.
Kindly down, the stars above in heaven now are looking kindly down. The stars above in heaven now are looking kindly down on the grave of old John Brown. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His soul goes marching on.
Solidarity forever. Yeah, it's a song set... Yeah, that's a song set to the tune of John Brown's Body. You know, there's a socialist song called Solidarity Forever. But yeah, looks like America is now ruled by communists. they have defeated Trump and the Patriot Front. And now there's socialism in America that we have to deal with one day. I mean, when the Second European War happens one day, they will... Well, maybe they won't get involved because now they have to deal with Reconstruction, but they will almost certainly back Russia. So we gotta tread carefully with that. Like, they might send some munitions package to them. Okay, I think we need one more army to send. Look at that, we're just doing our own D-Day here in the English Channel. Because we're just preparing for the European Great Trial with Russia. I hope Turkey doesn't join the CSTO, or Finland. I hope neither one of them joins CSTO. Because then, you know, we're gonna have to fight another front. Although, oh no, they might take the focus of towards a multipolar world. But still. We're just gonna play before the Second European War starts. Yeah, this part will just be preparing for it, basically. Man, we require more ships over to the western approaches. Jeez. Okay, let's send more ships over. Alright, let's go with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. How's our forts going? Okay, so the eastern border up here has been fortified, but the Balkans have not been fortified as of yet. Might have to send some troops up here. I mean, I think we sent enough forces to the UK. Like, all these divisions will be enough. Maybe. I don't know. But now we're gonna go with the Fortress Europa plan. Alright. We're now going with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Now we'll go with the anti-modernist revolution. let's see what's going on in the world. Oh, looks like we got Russian-backed Sail Federation, with their ideology being multipolar Pan-Africanism, and they've taken a piece of Western Africa. They've pretty much conquered Southwest Africa, made all of them their puppet, including Nigeria.
Roger, see us.
Only 18 divisions and 1 army is good enough. So, we'll deploy them to take control of the Kola Peninsula. We might need another to take control of Karelia. I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright, let's revolt against the modern world. That'll slow down resistance against our government, against our European Federation. Because the European Federation is necessary in times like this. In times of crisis. Like, Europe needs to be one nation from now on. Alright, let's form the government of national security. National emergency, I mean. We'll get the Libertarian Socialists, the Social Democrats, the Market Liberals, and the Authoritarian Democrats into the coalition. We only have the European People's Party and Volte Europa in the coalition. All the others are, you know, behind. Let's go ahead and research some future camouflage patterns. They will prove effectful against the Russian armed forces, definitely, and their puppets. European nationalism. And this will end the nationalist resistance, because Europeans are one. Europe needs to be one nation. So we gotta end European nationalism. Or, yeah, and nationalism of, like, Germany, France, Spain, etc. I'm talking about those. Not, like, the nationalism for the European Union. That's what I'm saying there. Okay. Okay, looks like we now have the capability to invade the British Isles. And if we do, we'll be making history right there, because the British Isles have not been invaded since William the Conqueror. So we be making history there. I'll allow him to write. You know, AI is the future. We must progress into the future. That's what the Union was founded on, progressing into the future. Even though we have a conservative government, we have a pan-European, classical conservative government. But still. Hell, we even got some possibly Russian-backed members of the European Parliament for the Identity and Democracy Party. Notably ones from the former AfD and former National Rally. Definitely. Okay. Just gonna do the final revolution right there, and then we'll go ahead and unite Europe for the Second European War. And it might be the final war in European history. Because this might be the war to end all wars in Europe. And hopefully, this will result in the European nations coming together and joining the Federation. The European Federation, not the evil Russian Federation. Not those people. Alright, let's leave behind the Europe of...
1614 sind am Sammelpunkt Alpha. Bleiben auf Empfang. Erbitte Status. Over.
Leave behind the Europe of yesterday. And let's bring the Europe of tomorrow. We're just deploying another army into Scandinavia. And their objective is to seize control of Karelia and the Kola Peninsula. As well as Murmansk, too. Seize control of that, and then we'll advance into St. Petersburg. And then meet up with our armies here to take Moscow. And then march further east, push them into Siberia, which they will most likely collapse into a bunch of warlord states similar to TNO. Most likely. Or maybe we can just take all of Russia, and that way Europe will span from Lisbon all the way to Vladivostok. And we'll take Britain with them. We'll take Britain with us. Alright, Europe is now united and strong. As we prepare for the onslaught with the Russians coming in the final part. Also, by the way, Israel's been destroyed. Now they're controlled by Hamas. And seems like Lebanon's been taken over too and is controlled by Hezbollah. So, yeah. Alright, there it is. Europe is now united and strong, and ready to face the Bolshevik threat in the east. And now we can do the focus end of the Russian experiment. And we're preparing, we're just mobilizing our military, ready for the final war. Luckily, we're glad Turkey didn't join. They didn't join, luckily. And Russia's lost the opportunity to gain Serbia as an ally. Iran also hasn't joined CSTO. They would much prefer to remain neutral. China's having their own issues to deal with Japan. And America has to go through a period of reconstruction before they can even think about sending anything to help the Russians. So, needless to say, I think Medvedev is being backed into a corner as of right now. You know, standing alone. It's just us and Medvedev over here. Nobody else coming to help him. Although there are some countries that might send aid, like Iran, China, and America. But, and they have the UK too, which we're planning a naval invasion. We're planning on a modern-day Operation Sea Lion against them. We're ready for war, but that will have to be in the next part, I'm afraid. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, join my Discord server. This has been Deutsche Amerikaner und auf Wiedersehen.